Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we are back once again with an EPL EndeavOUR Pokemon League battle. It's been a while, kids. It's been a while. I've missed a few uploads. Ain't gonna lie. Yeah, so, and it's been a while since we've even been on 3DS. So, we are up against Ryusei. Is that how you say it? Ryusei? But for a little recap for those of you who may be new or just don't know what the EPL is, it's a bunch of VGC YouTubers getting together and battling, doing VGC battles, best of 3 in a league format, but instead of drafting like leagues typically do, yeah, instead of drafting like leagues typically do, I'm gonna turn my phone off. We get to choose one Pokemon. We get a list of 10 Pokemon, a lesser used Pokemon in the VGC format, and then we choose one of those and build a team around it, and then do a best of 3 against an opponent. This week, the list was very sand orientated. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys because I don't remember all of them right now. But we chose Garchomp, and we're gonna be using it as Mega Garchomp. So Garchomp was really popular in 2017, but this year, because of Landorus being in the format, nobody used the Garchomp. You'll see it every once in a while, but not very often. So it is a lesser used Pokemon, so it's on this list this week. There's also Steelix, I remember. You guys already still have the list, so you know. But we're using Mega Chomp in the sand, and this boy womps. So the idea was Mega Steelix might be pretty popular because of Wolfie Glick using Mega Steelix recently, but then again, people probably didn't use it because everybody was probably thinking Mega Steelix was going to be a thing. So I don't know. We kind of did that with like Mega Camerupt in week 1. We brought the Aquatail Arbok, and it ended up working out, but there still wasn't a lot of Mega Camels. A lot more Haxorus week 1, in fact, but we're going to wait for our opponent here while they try and find their team. Just typing on Discord. He's just making sure he's in the right week because we got a little bit wonked off because of the Dallas regionals, so we had to switch some things around. But let's see what my opponent ended up bringing. So they brought, okay, they brought the Garchomp as well. They have Charizard, Cresselia, Landorus, Therian, Garchomp, Tyranitar, and Bull. So my opponent is really weak to Ice because of having 2 Pokemon 4 times weak to it, and the only there's no resist, because Charizard doesn't resist, it's neutral, in both Mega Evolution forms. Cresselia is neutral, Tyranitar is neutral, Bulu is super effective. So I wish I had more Ice. Like, I almost ran Ice Beam on my Feeny, but we have Hidden Power Ice on Zapdos, Icy Wind on Gengar. I kind of want to lead with Gengar. I like the Gengar lead. And then as far as a backup to that, Thunderbird isn't bad. So for battle number 1, I'm going to go Gengar and Zapdos. And then I think Chomp and Tyranitar aren't bad in the back. I don't have Poison Jab on this Garchomp, unfortunately. I'm also Choice Scarf Tyranitar, which is kind of interesting. But we have Gengar for Bulu. We just have to make sure we can serve it long enough to figure out if Bulu is going to come to this match. But yeah, Bulu's probably for opposing Garchomps. But he also has the Tyranitar, so did he go Mega Chomp as well? Who knows? We'll find out shortly here, though, in battle number 1 versus Ryusei. His link will be in the description below, too. I think he's more of a Twitch streamer than a YouTuber, but I'll put both in the description, so go check him out for sure. And let's see what he is going to lead with. I lead with Gengar and Thunderbird, the Zapdos, Landorus, and Charizard. It's not a terrible lead. It's not the best lead in the world again for us, but it's not a terrible one. And this is being really wonky, so I'm actually going to get rid of a couple things here. Bear with me for a second while I get rid of a few things. There, that should help a little bit. A few different web pages. So I'm just going to Icy Wind that helps with frickin' speed support. And I'm just going to Hidden Power Ice the Landorus. If I can get rid of the Landorus, that'll be pretty cool. We can deal with the Charizard just fine. The Landorus coming in and intimidating us consistently will not be fun, though. Okay, Charizard withdraws, too, so that's even better. For Tyranitar, who's going to be setting up that Sandstorm. I'm actually going to minimize that. That will probably help, too. Minimize the webpage. Alright, so Icy Wind doesn't do a ton to the Landorus, but that's fine. And we also dropped the Tyranitar speed, so if that thing is Choice Scarf, we're going to be looking nicer. But he's going to Rock Tomb instead of the typical Rock Slide, which is going to do 50% to my poor Zapdos and get the speed decrease. But Hidden Power Ice coming out from Zapdos as well, which KOs the Landorus. Perfect, so Landorus is gone. Alright. So now we get to see what my opponent wants to bring in. It's going to be Garchomp. So both of us having Tyranitar and Garchomp in the back. Unfortunately, my opponent going to be able to get off Garchomp, Mega Garchomp earlier. And I'm actually going to just Tailwind with Zapdos. So I Hidden Power... I shouldn't have done that, because I Icy Winded. So that's helping our speed as it is. It is just normal Garchomp. So it might be Sandvale Garchomp. That is 50% to Garchomp. I could have just KO'd that thing here, right here and now. We're going to see Sub from the Garchomp, though. It's not going to have a lot of HP left after that Substitute. I do get a Tailwind up with my Zapdos. And the Tyranitar probably just Rock Slides, right? Yep. And Gengar avoids, which is just perfect, because that means I can Icy Wind this next turn again and break that Substitute. And unfortunately, Zapdos is going to be fainting here. Tyranitar is actually Life Orb. So that's kind of cool. But I'm just going to bring in Xena. So I almost wonder if this Tyranitar is... if the Tyranitar is special or not. Mixed Tyranitar, because I have Mixed Tyranitar on my team. Because I think Mixed Tyranitar is pretty clutch, especially when you're Choice Scarfing it. But I'm going to protect my Garchomp here. I'm just trying to read if his Garchomp has Protect. The Tyranitar has Protect, though. Does the Garchomp? It's not going for it if it does. So he might have Earthquaked with Chomp here. But that's fine. So we're going to break the Sub, which was the whole point of this turn. And the opposing Garchomp sets up a Swords Dance. So I could have done the same, because I also have Swords Dance. Gengar, unfortunately, going to be buffeted by the Sandstorm there. And I'm just going to Icy Wind. And Mega Evolve. So the Tyranitar shown Protect... and Rock Slide. Do we try the Swords Dance here? I'm going to try it. I really think Tyranitar wants to get out of here for Charizard. There it is. Perfect. As long as we connect against the Garchomp. So I do show him a Mega. But I'll also tank a hit. I mean, oh... he's a +2, so if he does hit me, it's KOing me. Icy Wind connects with both Pokemon. This might not be Sandvale Garchomp. You would think it would be, but yep. Garchomp's going to drop. So I get a free Swords Dance off with my Garchomp. And there goes the opposing one. So we're up to +2 with Xena here. So we're looking real clean right now. Because Tyranitar is going to come in. And we've already confirmed that it's Life Orb, so Garchomp should outspeed it. Garchomp should outspeed it without a problem. So I have 80 and 90. So I'm just going to attempt to Sludge Bomb this Garchomp. I mean, not Garchomp. Charizard. And I'll just protect this turn with Garchomp. Like, I don't want to Earthquake myself is the thing. At this point, I probably could actually Earthquake myself, but we are going to see the Charizard Y come out here. What is going on with my OBS? It's just, like, it's having problems. So I get the protect off. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this, too. I just have to get rid of everything today, apparently. No protect coming out from the Tyranitar, but the Charizard's going to attempt a Solar Beam here into my protect. And the Tyranitar is going to go for a Crunch, also into my my Garchomp, sorry. The Tailwind does now peter out, but we should still be fine. I actually forgot we had Tailwind up, to be honest with you. So now I can just Sludge Bomb the Charizard again, and I'll just Earthquake. If I Earthquake myself here, I mean, I'm going to Earthquake myself, but if that's the only target it takes, fine. We have Choice Scarf Tyranitar in the back. So if he protects Charizard here, he does not. So Charizard should be going down. Yep. And no protect from the Tyranitar, so that's just going to get KO'd here. So the majority of those KOs going to Gengar, actually. Actually, I think all of them went to Gengar, except for the Tyranitar. Because Gengar picked up Charizard, Icy Wind picked up Garchomp, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it did. And then, well, Hidden Power Ice from Zapdos. So not a bad game one, honestly. We found out Life Orb Tyranitar. It is Mega Charizard Y, so he's got dual weathers going on there. I'll save that just in case this recording is a little weird. But we do go into game 2 here, because again, best of 3. I honestly am not upset about going with that same lead that we went with. We might bring Steela, though. I might bring Steela just because of the Bulu. I also realize I don't have a Tapu. No, wait, I do, right? I have Feeny. Yeah, I have Feeny. Which isn't the greatest matchup against Bulu, but it's something. So I'm actually going to pull up Discord on my phone just in case he says anything. Because since I don't have it on the screen anymore. But yeah. I mean, Gengar is a really good answer to Bulu too. Bulu Tulu, you know what I'm saying? So I think we'll just go same lead, honestly. Same team. Yeah. I don't see why not. Tyranitar didn't even show up in this battle, so we still have Choice Scarf under wraps. My opponent doesn't know we're Choice Scarfed yet, which is really neat. Because we can pull that out to... We'll KO Charizard with it. Choice Scarf Rock Slide. Choice Scarf Ice Beam for the Landorus. Choice Scarf Flamethrower for the Bulu. All the good things, really. So Gengar and Zapdos lead versus Landorus and Charizard. Again, my opponent not really switching it up here. He might expect me to double Landorus again, and so I could just Gigavolt Havoc this Charizard and just remove it. Or at least attempt to. Because I just Icy Wind the Charizard or with the Gengar again. And I guess I could Tailwind. Or he could double Zapdos too. That's the thing, he could double Zapdos. Or I could switch Zapdos for Tyranitar. But Tyranitar, well, Tyranitar will take a Fire-type move is the thing. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's try something here. Because I think he doubles Zapdos here. So Tyranitar comes out. Though he might just be annoyed with Gengar by this point, too. Because Gengar was really messing with him last game. It picked up 2 of the KOs, so... Charizard is going to Mega Evolve, so it does get its weather. Because I was able to... Or I switched out first. But I think this is going to be our play in the long run. And Gengar will keep its Focus Sash, too, if it doesn't get doubled here. Well, I mean, it keeps it, but... Gengar does get its Icy Wind off first, being the fastest Pokemon in the field. And this also helps conceal Tyranitar's Choice Scarf, because now that their speed is dropping, you might just think I have a little bit of speed on me. He's going to Heat Wave with the Charizard. Tyranitar should take that, not great, because we are a negative special defense nature, and our sand isn't up. But Gengar gets burned! So he did double the Zapdos. And he does get the speed drop. But Gengar gets burned, unfortunately, so now Gengar goes down. But now I should be able to bring in Zapdos. Or Garchomp. I'm going to bring in Garchomp. Let's bring in my Chompy Chew. We'll go for the Swords Dance here, and then I'm just going to Choice Scarf Ice Beam this Landorus. I don't think my opponent sees it coming. I think he assumes I'm going to Rock Slide with Tyranitar, or hopes that he can just KO it by being faster. But who knows? But who knows what my opponent's thinking at this point. But I think, yeah, you don't want the Charizard in anymore. Especially because I have Garchomp out. I might have Rock Slide. I haven't shown it yet. Okay, Charizard does stay in. So I do get the Sword Stance off with the Garchomp. Tyranitar will get the Ice Beam off, and that's going to KO the Landorus, which is huge. And then Charizard is going to Solar Beam. Probably Tyranitar. But that's fine. No, actually Garchomp, so Tyranitar is going to stick around for another turn. It does do a lot of damage to my Garchomp, though, and I don't approve. And my opponent's Garchomp is going to come in here. So I am Jolly Chomp. So as long as I don't Mega Evolve, I will be faster. I can actually take this turn to protect. And Tyranitar... Well, actually, my Garchomp should outspeed the Charizard. So I should just be able to Dragon Claw the Charizard and Ice Beam the Chomp. I'm not faster than Garchomp right now. Okay, Charizard does withdraw. For Tyranitar, that's an interesting switch in. So I guess it depends. Okay, the opposing Garchomp's gonna Earthquake too. Why? I almost protected my own Garchomp. He just did so much damage to his own Tyranitar, but it does double KO, so... If I had protected there, like I was planning on. But yeah, unfortunately, because we are -1 speed, we were -1 speed on the Tyranitar, we ended up ducking out there. So now I'll bring out Zapdos. The Garchomp might want to just try and get a +2 off here. He knows I have Hidden Power Ice. I'm going to Gigavolt the Tyranitar. Okay, the opposing Garchomp just subs. Which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. And we do outspeed the Tyranitar. So that is something to note. I do show that I have the Z-move here, but that's fine. Yeah, it was a rather strange turn that my opponent switched in Tyranitar there, as opposed to like just protecting his his Charizard. But to each his own, I guess. Tyranitar's gonna faint here. I mean, the Zapdos won't be able to do anything here, right? Because the Charizard's just gonna put out too much damage. The Garchomp's beyond a substitute. We know that this Garchomp is sub, Swords Dance, Earthquake, and probably no Protect. So that's actually pretty good knowledge to have. And I don't think my opponent knows that I have Choice Scarf yet. Because of well, he could think it, because I did outspeed his Landorus. But his Landorus was missing some speed. He is going to hit the Overheat, unfortunately, so... Almost enough to KO us, but the Garchomp got up its +2, and it didn't even need a +2 at that point. But we do crit the Charizard. Just to make it a 1-0 instead of a 3-0 like we had previously. Yeah, my Tyranitar did not take that hit as well as I would have liked it to. That Heat Wave from the Charizard. So I think next game, we actually lead Tyranitar. Zapdos is going to faint, unfortunately. So we are going to be taking this to a game 3 against Ryusei. Again, his links will be in the description below. And if you are enjoying this and enjoying seeing the EPL back on the 3DS, back on the cartridge rather than on Showdown, be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. And let me know in the with future teams if you want me to make them QR codes. I think I'm out of QR code team slots right now, so I'd have to delete old ones, and I'd probably choose ones that weren't as popular for people. But if you guys do use those old QR code teams, I do get more slots. So on Discord, I do have all the QR codes teams. I think I have to add some of the newer ones in their own separate chat channel, so you can try them out there at any point, or you can go back to the old videos and check them out as well. Gengar getting burnt really didn't help us there either, because it took away one of our speed controls. But I'm going to just lead Tyranitar. I could go Zap. I could go Zap Tyranitar. Yeah, let's go Zap Tyranitar. We'll have Gengar, because I think Gengar is really useful, and Garchomp. Or do we avoid Gengar and go Steela? I think Steela just doesn't do enough to the rest of my opponent's team to warrant bringing it just for Bulu, where Gengar gets Bulu and then does other things too. So let's do this. Oh, and about the weird hat, kids. I was going to wear my baseball cap like I usually do, but I wore this hat all day for work, and it, like, I don't know what it did, but that hat doesn't, like, go on my head right. The hair is all messed up. I don't know. So we see Tyranitar and Charizard lead for my opponent, which is pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting lead. So we get the Sandstream. And the pressure. I think the Charizard's going to switch out for, like, Landorus. I don't know if this Tyranitar's low kick is a thing. I guess what I do is just Rock Slide. I was going to be real gutsy and Ice Beam the Charizard slide, expecting Landorus to come in there. But instead, I'm going to Rock Slide. Yep, Charizard's going to withdraw, probably for Landorus. I could have just KO'd that Landorus right there, but I think I don't want to get low kicked, is my thing. So I'm going to put all I have into this Tyranitar. Landorus is going to avoid the Rock Slide, which is fine. I just want to flinch this Tyranitar if I can. And my Gigavolt will also go off into the Tyranitar slot. Whoop, knocked my phone. Knocked my phone right off the desk. So let's see here. God, is encoding overloading just constantly? I think I have to redo my settings or something. Like, I just did redo some of my settings for stream last night, but maybe I have to redo more. Okay, the Tyranitar has enough bulk to live that, but do we flinch it? And we do flinch the Tyranitar. It's very fortunate for us. The Tyranitar might protect here now because of that, but I'm going to switch my own Tyranitar out so I don't get Earthquaked. I mean, I'm going to get Earthquaked on something, right? I'm just going to Rock Slide again, I guess. Not Roost, not Roost, not Roost, not Roost, not Roost. I guess we'll Tailwind with Zapdos. Okay, yep. The opposing Tyranitar protects. I kind of assumed that would happen there. I go for Rock Slide with my Tyranitar. He now knows I'm Choice Scarfed, which, if he didn't know that before and just knows it now, that's fine with me. This is the perfect... Oh, we flinched the Landorus. My Tyranitar is out here right now, guys. He is out here flinching. Alright. So, now I can just switch out my Tyranitar for Garchomp. And I just Hidden Power Ice this Landorus. I think it's Assault Vest Lando, I'm pretty sure. But, should do some nice damage. And the Tyranitar's going to withdraw because it doesn't want to get Earthquake this time. And Garchomp's going to come in for my opponent. Just fine with me. I get to Hidden Power Ice this Landorus. Which does big damage, not quite enough to KO. But he's going to actually Rock Tomb on my Zapdos. So it does drop my speed by 1, but we should still outspeed the Garchomp. Which we have discovered that Garchomp is not quite fast enough. So I'm going to Mega Evolve and Dragon Claw the Garchomp. And we'll Hidden Power Ice the Garchomp as well. Landorus is going to withdraw, which is perfect for the Tyranitar. We are going to Mega Evolve our Garchomp. The mighty Mega Chomp is coming out once again. Another encoding overload. We get the Dragon Claw off. I'm actually going to close Google altogether, see if that helps. Garchomp just gets straight up KO'd from that, so we get a Hidden Power Ice off into the Tyranitar now, which should take it pretty well. With that sand being up, Tyranitar's special defense is increased. And then, who's going to come in here? I'd assume it'd be Landorus to get the Intimidate off. Nope, Charizard's going to come in. Which is honestly fine. Because here I Swords Dance with Garchomp. And... well, here. Let's do this instead. Let's Earthquake. And then we'll Hidden Power Ice the Tyranitar. No switches. The whole reason I did that was in case Landorus switched in for Tyranitar. I didn't think that it would happen, but it could. But as long as this Tyranitar doesn't protect... the Charizard actually protects. The Tyranitar might as well, but I don't think it will. Okay, it doesn't. So we just get to Earthquake it. We just get the straight up Earthquake it, which is perfectly fine. And so there's a few things that could happen here. My Tailwind does peter out, unfortunately. And now the Landorus comes in. And Garchomp's kind of done what it needs to at this point, so I don't really care if it faints, to be honest with you. Because Tyranitar takes care of Charizard. So I can just Dragon Claw the Landorus. And I'll just Roost. No, I mean Zapdos is going to faint here no matter what, right? So I just attempt to Thunderbolt Charizard just in case he does Solar Beam my Garchomp. But I think he just Rock Tombs Zapdos and Solar Beams Garchomp. But Solar Beam doesn't KO Garchomp, so we get to KO Landorus no matter what. I'm pretty sure we outspeed Landorus. Oh, we outspeed everything. So Dragon Claw KO the Landorus. And Charizard just goes for Heat Wave, actually. So going to be able to KO the Zapdos. Possibility of a burn on our poor Garchomp, as we've seen from Gengar earlier in the game. But no burn. And I get to bring in Tyranitar. So Mega Chomp pulling through here at the end. We got to show him off in the first game. Show her, sorry, Xena. Sorry, Xena. I got to show her off in the first game at the end. Didn't get to Mega Evolve second game because we were trying to be fast enough to outspeed the opposing Garchomp. Didn't end up working out for us in the end. Tyranitar getting to pick up the final KO, though. Finally showing why you run Choice Scarf Tyranitar. Outspeed those Charizards and KO them. So GG to Ryusei. I'm probably saying that 100% wrong. I'm sorry if I am. I say a lot of things wrong, so don't be offended. But GG. Again, be sure to go check out his Twitch and YouTube. Links will be in the description below. And be sure to like and subscribe to see more EPL and Pokemon VGC content in general. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Stay sharp, everyone.